Silver City is no longer one of our state's best kept secrets. While it has long been the gateway to one of New Mexico's most beautiful wilderness areas, it is only recently that Silver City's culinary scene has started drawing even more people to this small town. Yes indeed, Silver City has become a mecca for foodies, and I'm about to find out why. I head to Diane's Bakery, practically a Silver City institution. Classically trained in Europe and New York, Diane brought her culinary skills to Silver City, and it wasn't long before her bakery's success led to the opening of a full-scale restaurant across the street.
Before that, at my career, I was with the Ritz and Stouffer's in Hawaii, and then I was with the El Dorado Hotel, pastry chef up in Santa Fe. But then, I don't know, it's something about living in the big city, the quality of life. But I arrived here overqualified and nobody would hire me, so hence I opened a bakery. And then I did well enough that I begged my son Bodie, who was then living in Maui as a chef, to join me here and help me out. So the business has just kind of kept growing. Well, we're a family. Both of the boys bake, so we can all pretty much do any job here. Right. Because as restaurant owners, we've found that you don't know, you have to be ready to do whatever comes at you.
Oh, get out of here. That should be a sin. That is beautiful. Se magnifica.
There's our chocolate cake.
Bodie walks me over to Diane's restaurant across the street, and I am equally impressed by what I'm seeing in this kitchen. It's not even noon, and I'm already invited to sit down at the family table. Food hospitality at its finest.
Now I'm going to eat all this food, okay?
Just as her baking became the foundation of Diane's restaurant, so too did Diane become a pioneer of the Silver City food scene. After breaking ground in the culinary world of Silver City, Diane paved the way for new kids on the block, Trey Rosat. Owners King Crowder and Lila Adrian are transplants from the West Coast, and with their executive chef Sean Bird, they bring a fresh taste to Silver City, fusing together French, Italian, and Asian influences. Another word for their new American cuisine would be eccentric. The team works together like a well-oiled machine to bring their delectable dishes to the masses. We're talking serious numbers here, folks. I didn't even realize this many people lived in Silver City.
So it seems like there's a dynamic back there in the kitchen. What do you think makes a good team to be able to pump out all this food?
Good leadership. Like our kitchen's based on a brigade. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do.
And you can see it's almost like an orchestrated dance between you and...
It's very much organized chaos. And for most people, they would just see it as chaos, but it is a dance. Yeah.
Once things quieted down, I also had the chance to talk to King.
Coming from Los Angeles and Lila's coming from New York City, we wanted to bring the big city to the small town. There's things that we can't get, like the Korean barbecue, the bulgogi hoagie. You can't get that unless you go into a bigger city.
Right.
And that's, we wanted it here. Silver City feeds their soul. You just want to stay.
I think King is onto something. After all, how else can you explain such a collective amassing of exceptional chefs in this little pocket of New Mexico? And speaking of exceptional, my final stop today will be the Curious Kumquat, where Chef Rob Connolly has established himself as one of the most innovative and exciting chefs in town. Order up!
This is what I pulled out of the woods yesterday.
I love that you're just like, oh, when I was out and about yesterday, this is what I found.
So, I mean, look at this huge ball of sap. And because it's old and dry, the flavor's toned down. When the flavor's fresh, it's a little much. It's a little too piney or resiny. Right. But again, if you don't mind being a guinea pig, look at this. It's like a crystal or a gem.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
and this comes right off the tree.
Right off the tree. Let it soak in your mouth just a minute. At first, there's not much.
Has a little spice to it.
Now it starts to come out. Piney, resiny. But it's developing and it softens. Now it's almost like a candy, right? It's like a pine tree candy. So how do you control that flavor? Well, we can use sugar.
Relying upon what he has locally foraged, harvested, and even acquired from his local 4-H club, Rob's menu is the epitome of local fare.
It's just the pepper.
Almost like a wasabi.
And you can take this and fill it with things and treat it like a grape leaf, like a domus.
Oh, wow. You can almost probably make a sushi out of that, or some kind of esque.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's a good idea.
I'm saying.
Rob's unique foraging skills have garnered the attention of the James Beard Foundation, the equivalent of the academies of the culinary world. Primarily self-taught, Rob's sole culinary lessons have come from a local Apache man who has taught Rob foraging techniques that have kept his people alive for centuries.
What originally brought you to Silver City? Why did the Curious Kumquat land in Silver City?
The restaurateurs, the chefs, we're all here for a reason, because we want to live in Silver City, not because we want to open a restaurant in Silver City. otherwise our egos are so big, we would drive each other out of town, but none of us want to leave because we love it here.
Right.
And so we're going to all do our thing. And people are going to come and enjoy our food, and fortunately we do different things.
Right.
If we were doing the same thing, it would be difficult.
Right.
It's an amazing food community.
What do you want to say that your investment to the food culture is in Silver City?
There's a uniqueness that comes with my food that you can't get anywhere else. Everything you eat in the Curious Kumquat, I picked, I harvested, oftentimes I've killed, I've processed, I've plated, I've done the dishes, I've taken out the trash. You get my voice in the food. And so that's what we're bringing to the table. I mean, you're gonna see in a second, very, very different than any food you've ever had.
Right.
If I get it done.
Now that your stomach is grumbling, here's some tips for planning your Silver City dining experience. Each of these wonderful restaurants may be found on Silver City's main street, Bullard Street. While Diane's Bakery is the only spot open at 7 a.m. for the breakfast rush, all of the restaurants we feature do both lunch and dinner. These are popular restaurants in town, so consider making a reservation. And in the case of the Curious Kumquat, Rob is out there foraging his ingredients, so meals are while supplies last.